In this lesson, we'll be looking at how to style fonts, how to change the font family, how to change the font size to make it bold or underlined. And what we'll do is add a few properties to the body selection. So the first one that we want to look into is font family. In here you can write, for instance, Helvetica, and that changes the font to Helvetica. You can also have a fallback. So think what happens if your computer doesn't have Helvetica, then it will default to Courier. And then if it doesn't have Courier, it'll default to the browser default font. So you can specify more than one. We're just going to leave Helvetica in here. And if you want to make it bold, you have to add font weight. Font weight bold. And we also want to change the color of the font, and then the property is just color, white. So let's go through each one of these tiles and change the corresponding fonts. There are the links in here. So I want to create a class for those lists, and then we can change the font by addressing that particular class. And that class is going to be called tile list. We are going to use it in there, and we are also going to use that class in this list over here. This one. So see how we can use different tags, the same class in different tags. And what we want to add is a reference to this class, tile list, and we want to force that color to be white for the links. And this is what I mentioned earlier, that you can make selections of things that are inside of other things. So if I type this, I'm selecting the A elements, the links that are inside of a tile list class element, and this guy will have color white. I also want those elements not to be underlined. So there's another property regarding text that's called text decoration, and it can be underline or can be none, overline, line through. In this case I want it to be none. See how it's no longer underlined, but if I said underline, it'd be underline, or overline, it has the line on top of the word. So just want it to be none. And I also want to modify the font sizes in the title too. So let's do that as well. Let's get the title 2 out of the way. Font size of 18. So that's how you can change the font size. Points is what you usually use, say, in your word processor. And I shouldn't be selecting by class because I'm selecting by tag, so without the dot. And I also think it should have some margin bottom, so that there's separation in here, and that's going to be of 15 pixels. Regarding this particular section, the interview part, this is what it should look like. This should be cursive, and this number should be very big. So let's look into that part as well. The interview part, we need to add certain classes to it. I'm just going to copy the ones that I've defined already. So that's going to have a class called event hours. This one's going to have a class event date. And the span, which we saw that I mentioned that it was to select some text within a text paragraph is going to be event of class event day, and the style for those different elements I'm just going to put in here. So event hours has a font size of 10, font style italic, text align right, so I'm aligning the paragraph to the right. This could also be left, which is the default, or justify. Then it will be the same on both sides when you have longer pieces of text. And I'm giving it a margin right as well, so that it's a bit more separated on that side. Event date, this whole section is see how it's separated from the top using margin top, and then the event day has a huge font size. We still have some more fonts to modify. We need to make this one bigger, like this, and for that one we'll also follow the same pattern, which is the pattern that I want you to follow as well, which is to give the elements a class or an ID, and then to change that using CSS. Chart total, and then chart total, we'll just add it somewhere here, is gonna be of font size 30, and it's gonna be aligned to the right. And the last one we need to modify, well, we'll do some more modifications later down the road, but I want to get this one out of the way too, because this is what it should look like. And so that one has, I've also defined certain, just a class to the entire area, and that one goes in here. We have well, we can actually use the same. We don't need to add a new class. We can use the same city image class to, and I'll modify it from here, like I mentioned that you could with Control E or Command E. So I'm gonna add for city image. I'm just looking at the number that I should add, and that number is going to be a font size of 20 points. So there you go. We have this. This is, it's almost looking like it's finished. We still need to style the lists properly, and we also need to take care of the table. But that's all we have left. So just to summarize what we've been learning regarding fonts, is that it's all done through CSS, right? So you don't, if you used reset.css that left everything just to the browser font, and then we can add our own fonts. If those fonts are not present, it'll default to the browser font. You can do weight just to make it heavier, bold, color white, and you can also do text alignment, font size, font style, and text decoration as well for underlining.